Anybody in there? Anybody ready for another edition of B.Jr.'s Horrific Halloween? What will he talk about next? We don't know. But I got a Frappuccino on board tonight. It's time to get hyper. Have fun talking about horror. Horror, all month. Or what's left of it. Hope you guys are having a good H-Ween season, as I call it nowadays. Mocha Frappuccino, light, mind you. 100 calories only per bottle. Very tasty, very tasty. Let's put that aside a moment. What I got for you this evening, guys, is I'm going to talk about my romance, guys. My romance with Scream Factory. I got this insane stack of Scream Factory titles so far. And I've already ordered two more that's on their way. I've ordered Day of the Dead and John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, and I can't wait. I'm like a crack fiend at the door, waiting for that next hit off the pipe. Really, though, it's been a great saga to enjoy. And what I wanted to do, I felt fitting to talk about it during the Halloween season. They've done not only collector's editions primarily, but they've also done a lot of standard editions that maybe you don't know about yet. Now, I haven't bought every single edition that's come out or every single release. I'm only buying the ones that I like and I know I'll rewatch in the future. That are kind of like my favorites along the way, or just ones that are really striking me as super interesting. I'll put it that way. That's the beauty of it, guys. You can do it any way you want to. Just because B.Jr. buys it doesn't mean you have to as well. What I figured I'd do is let's just kind of go through them. This is kind of my love letter, if you will, to Scream Factory. Putting the word out, letting everybody know about these editions. If you guys are into horror like me, you probably already bought these editions, and I'm not going to be telling you anything different. But, let's slow it down here. Ages ago, we owe props where props are due. We had this older company, or Anchor Bay of the older generation, I'll say it that way, back in the day. They were putting out all these obscure horror titles and exploitation titles that didn't have, I wouldn't call them full-on collector's editions mostly, but they had commentaries, they had other stuff on them, and they were just putting it on the market for the first time. Blue Underground, another great company, bought their catalog basically and re-released a lot of them, and they did special editions along the way of, say, like Fulci films like House of the Cemetery, Zombie come to mind. It's two great special editions on Blu-ray you got to get. But they run their course, and they're starting to come back into it. I heard they were releasing Snuff and a couple other things on Blu-ray recently, but we'll see what happens with that in the future. And Scream Factory came along. They're an offshoot, of course, a division of Shout Factory, which was for years putting out the Roger Corman's Cult Classics line and a whole bunch of other exploitation titles all on their own. And they don't do just horror. I mean, they've done like the Walking Tall trilogies on Blu-ray. That's an awesome pickup if you can get a good price on it and you're into that type of macho 70s fighting movies and stuff. Bootlegging movies, all kinds of stuff. They got women in prison films, all these, all genres, comedies, romantic comedies, you name it. Go to Shout Factory's website and check them out. But getting back to the point, somewhere along about a year, maybe 2 years ago now, going on about 2 years probably is the feeling I'm getting, Scream Factory was born. And what a great day it was, because when Scream Factory came along, they really became what a lot of people call them. They're like they akin to the Anchor Bay of the yesteryear. I've kind of grown accustomed to calling them they're the North American equivalent, if not better, than Arrow Video, which of course is a UK company, was putting out a lot of special edition Blu-rays and stuff. But North Americaners, we were always having to worry about region codes and stuff like that. And I hear they've even went fully region 2 now, so you do have to have a region free player, which makes it a little bit harder, but not really bad because we are living in the age of region free players. Man, this stuff is very potent. Makes your mouth run a mile a minute. You can't even keep up with it sometimes. Sweet nectar. Okay, guys. Scream Factory comes along and says, hey, we're going to release a line of horror films that either have not, been re-released before or didn't get a proper release on DVD, so forth. And what they've done is, man, they've cast the die, they've stamped their mark, and they're just keep raging on. They keep getting all these. They've got so many titles out now. I can't really keep up with them because I only got so much dough to spend, But I did pick up a lot along the way. And I'll show you here my collection real quickly, going through it. I've been doing reviews along the way. if you've been watching my channel for a while, just go back through my last few months of videos. You'll find a lot of these editions talked about in more detail. This is just my Scream Factory, like I say, love letter today, telling you that I love, love, love what they're doing with the genre. Even though they're supposed to be releasing all horror films, some of the line of Scream Factory are borderline science fiction films, stuff like that, but they're kind of in there with horror as well. Kind of genre bending films, that type of thing. I gotta give them props for props are due. Let's do the collector's editions first here. Phantasm 2, awesome Blu-ray, and then there again, not many details tonight. Go back and watch my old reviews if you want details. Phantasm 2 got its day in court. It's just a shame the original isn't out yet. It's got tons of special features on it. Excellent one, got to pick it up. Another one I got was the Funhouse, Tobe Hooper's highly underrated freak show, scary slasher movie from the early 1980s. Probably going to watch this one tonight. I put it off. I watched something else last night, The Wraith, I think it was. I watched Funhouse tonight, I think. I rocked that one. I got The Howling. Another thing I've been doing, you notice they got little stickers on them. These are usually on the outside cellophane, and they're kind of collectible in a nerdy kind of way. I peel them off the cellophane. I stick them on the slip cover itself because each one of them kind of has something to do with the movie. Like this one is kind of in the shape of a smiley face, it's in the shape of a medallion for the movie. This one is in the shape of, it has the smiley face from the killer in the movie. They Live, of course, has a sticker on it that says bye. You kind of get that inside joke if you've ever seen They Live. They Live is an awesome Blu-ray to get as well. All of these have great special features on them for the most part. They are the collector's editions that you want to collect. They live up to the moniker collector's edition. All the collector's editions have slip covers on them, which is cool because you can always show the reversible original cover art on the inside. This is something that Arrow was doing for years. I'm not sure if they're still doing it now, but it is pretty cool that the company has kind of picked that up. That the nerdy guys out there, we want these are the special features that we want. Give us what we want, and we'll pay you the dough. So there again, They Live. The Fog. This was a recent pickup, and I've really this is probably one of my top 3 Carpenter films. I've always said, absolutely loaded with special features. Love this special edition. Can't get any better. This is the one to get now if you're a Fog lover. Halloween 3. This is another thing. This is why I like Scream Factory. Now, not everybody loves this movie. It's kind of the black sheep of the family. But it's one of those that finally got its day in court and got its due because it's got, look at all those special features on there. That's like a paragraph worth of special features. There again, did a review on this one before. I'm not going to go into great detail on that, but got the reversible cover art. And there again, they are the only company I know thus far that took the time and gave this little oddball movie its day in court. It's even got a silver shamrock sticker on it. Hey, man. That is a touch of class right there, in my opinion. Halloween 2, got the TV version and the full theatrical version on it. This one's stacked. This one's probably got, hands down, the most special features I've ever seen on a Blu-ray. It's loaded. It is super loaded. New commentaries on a lot of these. Life Force, sci-fi horror from Tobe Hooper. This one I had on DVD, but I double dipped on it because it does have a DVD with it. Plus, it's just got good special features on it. It's got theatrical cut and the longer director approved cut on it as well. The Burning, another little slasher from yesteryear, didn't spawn any sequels, but they took the time to bring it to the Blu-ray world that we want it to be in. Terror Train, not my favorite slasher, but it is a great pickup if you can find a good price on it. It's just a little light on special features. I talked about this in my review, but it's one of those from the 80s, got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Had to pick it up. This was the one I was on the fence about, Prison. I picked this one up because I'd never seen the movie. It was an unreleased movie of Rennie Harlan, who became a kind of a well-known director in his own right. It's probably got more of a special feature or collector's edition than it should have. I'll just say it that way. So if you ever are in the market to have or own the best edition of Prison, this is the one to get. Forget bootlegs, forget any of that stuff. If I had to do over again, I'd probably, I don't know on this one. I'd probably wait until it got a little bit cheaper. I might have paid full price for this one, but I wanted it, I got it, and it's there if I ever want to watch it again. Time for some Frappuccino. Gotta get some go-go juice in me. Gotta go faster, faster, faster. He's such a hyper child, that Barry. here are the rest of them. These are what I call special editions. They have no slipcovers on them, nor were they produced with any. These are just the ones I picked up in regular versions. Search through their catalog on there, because some of these I didn't see advertised a whole lot, but they were in the Scream Factory line. Dolph Lundgren favorite from 1990, I Come in Peace, or as known overseas as Dark Angel. This one gets the D plus in the artwork department, but all the rest of these editions have great artwork by, I think his name is Nathan Milner. He was on a recent episode of CK and Uncle Bill's podcast, deadpit.com. You got to go check that out. It's a recent interview. It's pretty insightful. Told you about his beginnings and artwork and stuff. He, of course, didn't do this artwork. This is probably the worst artwork they've produced so far. But the movie looks great, sounds great. It's got some good interviews on it. And as I said, even though these aren't collector's editions, a lot of times the reason why I love Scream Factory so much, they still throw you a bone. You got interviews with the director and star, Dolph Lundgren, on there. You get something on there, even if they're not a full-on collector's edition. Love old Hammer stuff. The Vampire Lovers. Got good featurettes on this one as well. I think there's also an interview with, there's a couple of interviews, theatrical trailers. Got to pick that one up if you like Hammer horror. Long lost Wes Craven favorite of mine, Swamp Thing. That's right, it's got good special features on it as well. Look at my old reviews, and if I haven't reviewed these yet, they're probably going to be coming up soon. And B.Jr.'s Horrific Halloween, so don't worry if I don't talk about them in too much detail today. There again, Swamp Thing. It's kind of a comic book movie more so than a horror film or a science fiction film, but I don't know. They threw it on the Scream Factory, and I picked it up because it's one of my old favorites from yesteryear. This is one that's really been sought after in bootlegs for ages ago, from ages ago till now, I should say. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, just kind of an underrated 70s slasher kind of thriller film, and it's also a double feature. It's got the one of the director's earlier films, The Evictors, on there. I like The Evictors about as much as I like The Town That Dreaded Sundown, just to be honest with you. It is a double feature on Blu-ray and DVD in there. You get both versions. But it's just kind of not really advertised on the front unless you save the sticker for it here. Anyway, double feature there, kind of hiding in plain sight. Death Valley, interesting slasher thriller-esque kind of movie. This was kind of like Prison for me. I waited till a good price on this one though because I didn't know if I'd never seen it before. It was kind of very obscure. It's got the kid from A Christmas Story in it, Peter Billingsley, but it turned out to be an effective kind of edge of your seat kind of thriller. I really enjoyed this film whenever I saw it. It is a Blu-ray DVD combo. Got some little, like I say, they always throw you a bone. It's got an audio commentary on it with a director, theatrical trailer, TV spots. Last but not least, why it's in Scream Factory, the only thing I can think of is because this movie is so nuts. It's even got a horror subplot in it, Exorcist style plot in it. It is Ninja 3, The Domination, rounding out my ninja movies. There are 3 of these produced by Canon Films back in the day. This one's got 80s, 80s, 80s written all over it, and I've done a review on this, so check my old review. But I love, love, love ninja films. Okay, that's like a subgenre. When I'm outside of October and not watching horror, I'm watching just any type. It's all it's got to have is ninja. I've always said this. It's got ninja in the title. I'm buying it. Ninja 3 was that obscure one back in the day. We used to rent it on VHS a lot. Of course, got Lucinda Dickey from the Breakin' movies in it, and she was also in Cheerleader Camp. I think another horror film as well. Sho Kosugi's in this one, doing all his cool kung fu or Japanese style martial arts. There again, old Sam Furstenberg movie, and I've really enjoyed this film because it's got. It's just nuts. Just watch my old review. I'll talk more in detail about it there. That's it for this is all my, Scream Factory line of films for right now. This insane stack that just keeps growing and growing and growing and depleting my funds on a more geometric basis every month. I just keep losing more and more cash, but it's for a good cause. It's the Scream Factory. I just cannot wait till John Carpenter's, not The Thing, but Prince of Darkness and George Romero's Day of the Dead get here. I cannot wait to pop those open and watch them. I also picked up The Stepfather. I don't think it's on Scream Factory, but it was under their Shout Factory line. Definitely pick that up as well because I think Synapse Films has the sequel to that one out, Stepfather 2, which is awesome as well. Anyway, just putting the word out there, a general communique to all my movie buds out there. If you haven't yet, if you've been hiding under a rock and not understanding the goodness that is Scream Factory, look at that. Look at that stuff, man. Let me tempt you with it. You need to crawl out from underneath that rock, grab your favorite brew or beverage of choice, pop some corn, buy a few of them and sit down and soak up all the nerdy goodness that is the Scream Factory. It's tasty, guys. I'll catch you next time. Keep on rocking and enjoy, but be safe, but enjoy your Halloween season. Rock on. Bye.